When you look at a kitchen, one of the most obvious messy spots are the cabinets, whether they are wood or flat matte finish or a shiny glossy finish. You always notice grease splatters and fingerprints, and there are some definite do's and don'ts when it comes to products, tools, and techniques. I want to teach you how to get rid of those fingerprints and grease splatters so that your kitchen cabinets look amazing no matter the finish. And don't worry, I know what you're thinking. Are they gonna cover the inside of the cabinets too? Of course we are, I got you. Give this video a thumbs up if you love a clean kitchen. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel. And by the way, this video is brought to you by Makers Clean. You can check it out at makersclean.com or makersclean.ca. It's our sister company where we sell premium microfiber cleaning tools and more. Before we approach cleaning anything, we want to know what it is we're dealing with, whether it's an appliance or a finish or a piece of furniture. Cabinets are no different. You could have a wood cabinet, a laminate cabinet, and you could have a wood cabinet that's not painted. Then you can have different types of finishes on the cabinet. All of that is going to contribute to how you need to tackle cleaning. While I know it sounds easy to grab something like a magic eraser to scrub all of the crap off your cabinets, I want you to stop and think twice. Magic erasers or other abrasive products or cleaning tools like heavy-duty sponges or an abrasive cleanser can actually damage the finish of your cabinet, which is something you don't want. You'll have those permanent marks that really won't be able to get rid of. So when we're approaching our cabinets, we wanna make sure that we're not using any abrasive products or tools. And the other thing we wanna stay away from is anything that is a solvent. In other words, anything that can dissolve a finish like paint or varnish, because that's going to lead to an uneven finish on your surface, and frankly, something that is probably difficult or maybe not possible to repair. For the products and tools that you should be using, I always recommend to start with the simplest stuff and work your way up only as needed. That way you're not using anything overly harsh on a surface that could have done just fine with something much more basic. So from a tools standpoint, you want to have good quality microfiber cloths and a cleaning toothbrush and perhaps a steam cleaner, which I'll cover off in a sec. Now for products, for general cleaning of your surface, you can use our basic all-purpose cleaner, 2 cups of water, a little squirt of dish soap, or a store-bought all-purpose cleaner that you have hanging around. For grease, stains or fingerprints, you can use something like an enzyme-based cleaner, and I'll link my favorite one for you down below that I think works really well. The reason you want to use an enzyme cleaner to deal with fingerprints or grease is because enzymes actually digest or break down grease instead of you having to apply something harsh like a solvent or do any thorough scrubbing, which are the two things that we know are going to ruin that finish. So enzyme cleaners are really important. You can also use something like steam to deal with grease, which I can demonstrate for you. And finally, for those points of contact, handles, pulls, doorknobs, etc., you can grab a disinfectant and make sure that you're treating those specific areas with a disinfectant. To clean the exterior of your cabinets, if there's like a little stain or mark there, you're just doing a general cleaning, this is how I would approach it. I would take a bottle of all-purpose cleaner and I would spray starting from the top, working my way to the bottom, and I'd work section by section. So this entire chunk of cabinets, I would do at once, both the top and the bottom. By the time I've done my spraying and maybe I've done 1 or 2 other things, about 5 minutes will have passed. That will be enough time for the all-purpose cleaner to sort of do its thing, work its way into any dirt, surface marks, etc. And then I can come back and give each cabinet a wipe down with a microfiber cloth using the S pattern, just working my way from the top to the bottom, making sure I get into all of the different grooves. Now, a couple of things you might want to consider doing if you do have any grooves in your panel or any fancy footwork. I don't know exactly the design term for it, but to get in here every now and then, I'm not saying, 50 times a year, but I'm saying maybe once or twice a year, you can use a cleaning toothbrush just to clean out any dirt, grease, anything that's sort of built up. When I do heavy duty move in, move out cleans, that's often something that makes a really big difference. Kitchen cabinets also feature one of our favorite topics, points of contact.
So what you would want to consider as well is to simply spray this area with a disinfectant, or you can use a disinfecting wipe to give it a wipe down for a couple of seconds to scrub, not a couple of seconds. So you have to follow package instructions to make sure that you're getting the maximum benefit from your disinfecting product, whatever it may be. Or you can treat it with some rubbing alcohol. But again, you have to be mindful of the type of finish and make sure that whatever disinfecting product you're using is safe for the particular finish that you have. I'd say the most difficult thing to clean off of a cabinet is grease, whether it's a greasy fingerprint or greasy splatter that's built up over time. That is going to be your biggest challenge. What you can use is an enzyme cleaner. I mentioned this earlier. I'm gonna give you a link to my favorite one down below. We also have a video on enzyme cleaners, and if you're curious, you can check that out. But you wanna spray the enzyme cleaner on the surface, and you wanna get it very wet. It should be dripping wet. Enzyme cleaners only work if the surface is wet for a few minutes, typically 2 to 5 minutes. Once that's done, you can then take your microfiber cloth and wipe. The lovely thing about enzyme cleaners is you really don't have to do any scrubbing. The product does the heavy lifting for you. And by the time the product has been wiped off, your grease should be gone. Now, if you have a steam cleaner handy, steam is really a great way to get rid of grease. So you would just load up your steamer with water, you'd plug it in, you would use the appropriate tool, nothing with scrubbing. You would just want to aim straight steam over the stain itself. You can spray it on the surface and then have a cloth handy to wipe up any residual moisture or liquid. The cabinets are gonna look great. Steam is very easy, but you do need to have a steam cleaner, so the choice is yours. To clean the interior of your cabinets, it's pretty straightforward. In fact, you can use any of the products that we've already talked about to tackle the exact same issues inside. I will say if you have a steam cleaner, it is really easy to just blast some steam in there and give everything a good wipe. One thing I will recommend, particularly if it's a pantry or somewhere where there are lots of crackers and chips and nuts, you know where this is going, is to remove everything and then give it a really good vacuum using a vacuum with a brush attachment or even a little handheld broom, just to sweep all of the schmutz out of there before you start wiping down. You might also notice that there are some stains or some slide marks from, repeated motions of you like sliding cans out. If you do see that, something you might want to consider is using some shelf liner. It's pretty inexpensive, and the nice thing is it preserves the surface inside your cabinet. And you can get kind of fancy with it and get, pretty prints. You have fun with it, whatever you want. Now, the final thing I'll tell you about the interior cabinets is if you notice they're a little bit smelly, quick fix, just put a box of baking soda in there. It's actually a great trick for, your spice cupboard or any area where you're storing anything that it might have a bit of an off smell. It's such an easy, inexpensive fix, and it works like a charm.
And now you know how to get your kitchen cabinets clean and shiny, no matter the finish, using the right products, tools, and techniques. And that brings me to this week's common question, which is, what is the gross thing you've pulled out of your kitchen cabinets when you've been cleaning? It could be a food product, it could be something packaged, it could be an unwelcome visitor. Whatever it is, I'm dying to know. So let me know in the comments down below. And if you like what we do here at Clean My Space, consider becoming a member. Another thing that can drive you crazy about your home is that smell, that bad smell. You can't figure out where it's coming from and you want to know how to deal with it. Well, I got you covered in this video. You can check it out right over there. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the Clean My Space channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.